Alright, this will quickly show you how to create a motion tween. So you create a new Flash document. Alright, and remember, the key to motion tweening is whatever objects you draw, each object has to be in its own layer. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change my background to blue to represent sky. And then maybe I'm going to have a runway. Alright, and I'm going to draw a plane taking off and flying. So there's my runway, and I'm going to draw a rectangle, and my rectangle is going to be gray to represent the runway. I'm just going to drop this properties window down so I can see the bottom of my stage, and I'm going to draw a little rectangle like this to represent the runway. Size of my stage. There we go. I will lock it. Alright, and then I'm going to draw, I'm going to add a new layer. Remember, I'll just delete this so you can see it. I added a new layer by clicking on this little paper icon right here with the plus sign on it. I click that, and I'm going to call it plane. Alright, and here I'm going to draw myself an airplane. And let's say my plane is going to be white, and I'm going to use a rectangle as well, and here's my plane. It's just going to start out as a rectangle, kind of looking like that. Alright, and maybe I'll zoom in on it. With my zoom tool, I'll just click here and I'll zoom in like so, and I'll reshape this into a plane. I'll use my selection tool and I'll pull the nose out so it's kind of like that. I think I'll use my pencil tool to draw a wing, or not my pencil, my line tool. I'll just go like here. Here's a wing section right here, like this, like this. There's the wing of my plane, and I'll fill that. I'll use my paint bucket tool and fill this little section with white. And then if I click on this line right here, I can delete it by hitting my backspace, and I get rid of it. So there's the wing, and I'll hold my Alt key down here. I'll hold my Alt key and I'll pull up like this to get a tail section going. And I'll just pull like that. So there's the tail section for my plane. And I guess I'll use my pencil tool and I'll just get some wheels underneath. That's not my pencil tool. I always got to remember. I'll just put some wheels on this. Using a little oval tool, make this black, and draw little circles here. There's wheel number 1, wheel number 2. So I have my plane drawn, and then I'm just going to zoom out. And one way to zoom out easily is to just go up here to the 624%, this window. I'm going to drop this down and just say 100%. And this just shows you my plane. Alright? Now I've drawn my plane. I'm going to go like this. I'm going to select this area. Alright? And that selects my entire plane. You notice that it's all selected by clicking up here in my timeline. It's all selected. And I'm going to press F8 here. F8 converts this to a symbol, and what I'm going to call it plane. But it's also, I'm going to say plane with wheels. So plane, I'll say with wheels. Alright, and I'm going to hit OK. So now, actually, I'll zoom in here so you can see it. Notice what it does now. It puts this little blue line around it, right? There's my plane with wheels. Okay, and I know it's a symbol because I have this blue line around it. And if I want to see where it went, I also go to Window, and I can open up my library here. And I see my library on the side comes up. and I have a plane with wheels. Alright? So I only have one object in my library, and right now it's a plane with wheels. I'll zoom back out here to 100%. And I'm going to take my plane, I'm going to start it off on the runway here. Now, here's what's important. I'm going to take this plane with wheels over here in my library, and I'm going to right-click on it, and I'm going to duplicate it. Okay? And I'm going to call it plane. I'm just going to get rid of that plane with wheels. Copy. I'm just going to call it plane. Okay? And now I have this plane, and I'm just going to open this plane up here by double-clicking. I just double-clicked here, and now I opened up this symbol of the plane. And if I zoom in, I'm going to go like this. I'll zoom in here. I'm actually going to get rid of these wheels. And I'm just going to delete them. Just double-clicking and getting rid of them. So now I have a plane without wheels. And I'm going to go back to my scene 1. See, I'm in my plane right now. I'm going to go back to scene 1 here. And now I have my actual animation that I'm doing is this. I'm going to have this plane is going to fly up. It's going to take off. Alright? And so here's how it's going to go. I'm going to go out about 60 frames. And I'm going to highlight both of these here in my timeline. And I do highlighting. I just click and pull down. Alright? If I clicked and then pulled this down, it would mess up. So I'm just going to pull down like this. And I'll press F5 here to add time. And then I'm just going to go like this. I'm going to say, okay, after about 36 frames, I'm going to go F6. And I'm going to go F6 here. And I'm going to take this plane and I'm going to go like this. Alright? And I'm going to go to my properties here. I'm just going to click in between these two keyframes, like this one keyframe here and this keyframe here. I'm just going to click like this, and I'm going to choose a motion tween in my properties. So now the plane is actually moving. It's moving on. Okay, and what happens here now is I'm just going to go F6 here, and I'm going to start my plane taking off. Alright? And by frame 60, F6. Alright? This plane now will have gone over here. It's off stage. Okay? I can go down, I can click anywhere in between here and choose tween, choose motion tween, or right now I can right click anywhere between this keyframe and this keyframe. I can right click and I can just say create a motion tween. And so now what happens is I have this plane, it goes, travels along, and then it takes off. Okay? Then I'm going to go F7 right now, and what F7 does is it puts a blank keyframe here. I'm going to go to my library now, and I'm just going to drag this plane here that has no wheels. Okay? And what's going to happen is this plane with no wheels now is going to be flying. Alright? And so I will go like so, and let's say it's now zooming across. I'll go from frame 80 and down here. I'm just going to hold my shift key down and select both of these layers. And I'm going to go function, I'm going to go F5 to add time. And I'll make this a keyframe by going F6. I'm just going to take this plane here and drag it across to this side. And I'll right click and create a motion tween. Now I'm just going to minimize this screen. And if I go Control Enter, maybe we'll be able to watch this animation play out. Let's see if this works. Plane takes off, and then it flies across, and it'll repeat itself. It takes off, and it flies across. And that's how you create a motion tweened animation.